We are about to embark on an immersive journey through the corridors of our minds. Stand by as we prepare for departure.
Welcome aboard, everyone, to the Productivity with Peace of Mind podcast adventure. Our journey will begin in just a moment. Inhale deeply and exhale. Our voyage takes us on a captivating tour, diving deep into the intricate layers of our thoughts and imagination. Brace yourselves for the complexities of our evolution. For a safe and enjoyable journey, stay seated. Secure your helmet and protective goggles, and keep hands, feet, and legs inside while the ride is moving. Now relax and enjoy.
We, as people, grow up. But what about our dreams? The other day, I was sitting in my new house in Sanford, and it's this big, beautiful home. It's older, but it's beautiful. All by myself. And that's not always a common occurrence where the house is not full of people. And I had this moment of realization, thinking to myself, I actually did this. Like, I made this happen to where I was able to make this big transition happen and occur in my life yet again. I've done it before, right? I've done big transitions with a lot of moving pieces all at the same time. And then I get to the other side, like, oh, wow, I actually made it. A lot of times we can have so much self-doubt when there's a lot we want to achieve all at once. And I took time to go back to studies, to learn something new, work toward getting a real estate license, to work towards building a whole new chapter of my life and transition across the country. And also work towards something that would help my future self out in numerous ways. And there was something about just sitting alone in this quiet house, all of this physical space around me, and just realizing I had created that space for myself, the space to build something new, to become someone new, to allow my dreams to change and grow up. It's amazing how often we don't allow the space for dreams to actually grow and evolve as we work toward them. We kind of set this goal, which is great. We have to start there, right? We have to start somewhere with what we know at the time that we know it. And it needs space to become what it's going to be, to take longer than we thought, to be more complicated than we had hoped. There's a whole other version we couldn't have even imagined from where we were and who we were when we set that first goal. We talk about that a lot together in the episode around when life doesn't look how we thought when we set the goal. But now I want to dig more into actually letting our dreams grow up and mature. It's not giving up on the goal. It's absolutely allowing it to become something amazing that we couldn't have even thought of at the time. And I have this anchor phrase that helps me open up enough to allow my own dreams and goals to evolve and reveal themselves to me, to kind of let the journey reveal itself to me. And it's I show up, I do my part, I open my heart, and then I release the outcome. And the important part here is we're doing our part. We're still putting in the effort, right? It's not giving up effort. It's not sitting around saying, well, whatever happens, happens, and we'll just, we'll see. I hate that saying, we'll see, right? We're not gonna just wait around and see. We're going to absolutely put in the effort, put in the intention, put in the work, put in the time, right? Use our energy because that's also rewarding in it of itself to know that you worked towards something. But the part we're letting go of and surrendering to is what happens beyond our efforts, beyond our control, what happens externally and in and around the world and in our journey. We eventually reach a point where we must stop gripping to some exact outcome so tightly or an exact timeline. Sometimes we have it in our head. I want exactly this day to be the day that this happens. And absolutely, when you create a goal, you want to set dates so you have something to work toward. And also, it may look differently, and that's okay. It's okay to allow the dream itself to evolve and grow up with us. We are always growing and growing up and learning and evolving and growing smarter and wiser. And our dreams can too. It's okay to grow out of an old version of success that past us thought was the picture perfect solution and the picture perfect end goal. And it's okay to want something different now, to want something new. That's okay. The dream we had 5 years ago did what it needed to do still. We're not giving up on it. We're allowing it to grow up too. When I thought health insurance was going to be this lifelong career for me, and I ended up transitioning into other things in my life, I had to expand enough to allow that to happen, to find myself in the entrepreneurial space, to find myself becoming an HR professional. And I got to learn so many things about people, leadership, communication, conflict, you name it, managing all different types of people. So think about your life and think about where in your life either did you not expect it or you let go just enough for your life and journey to unfold in front of you in a ways that surprised you and actually gave you gifts, even if it wasn't exactly what you imagined going in. Maybe you learned something about what you actually want. You learned you wanted more freedom, more stimulation, maybe more impact. You wanted to change something in someone's life to make their life better. Maybe you wanted more ownership over your schedule. You got to learn whether it was through learning what you wanted or didn't want, what exactly it was you wanted, not just what other people have said to want, not what your past self thought you wanted, but what you actually want now. That matters. When I started these online classes recently, I wanted to get done with it and move through it super quickly and get right back to work. It was like start the new thing, learn it, move on, get the momentum and just go. I was even told by some people like, "Oh, that'll be super easy. You'll pass it in no time." And I'm like, "Perfect. I'll knock this out, move right along." And I started it and realized it was using language I hadn't even heard before. Like someone just dropped me right into the middle of Japan and everyone's speaking Japanese and I'm speaking German, right? It's two totally different languages with totally different base vocabulary. I didn't know anything. And over time, I started to think things like, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough, right? All the doubts, all that internal critic conversation starts to get louder because it was taking longer than I thought. It was bigger than I imagined. And it felt like maybe too much than what I was even capable and actually able to handle. Because once that adrenaline wears off from some new thing, you start to think and wonder, What have I done? Why am I here? Why did I take the risk? Why did I give up when it's not looking exactly the way you thought it should? And let me tell you, learning things new at 34 can feel scary, daunting. Whatever age you're at, learning things new, starting over, taking a risk, taking a leap, moving across the country, whatever you're doing can feel terrifying because it is brand new. And it's not easy confidence. It's not the thing you're already good at. It's the thing you're still learning. It's how you're actually stretching yourself. And you might not even be saying every day, I believe in myself and everything's going to work out. You might actually be questioning it. And that doesn't mean you can't move forward. Just because life isn't giving the constant proof that some new venture, some new thing, some idea, some goal isn't working out immediately, still isn't the proof that it won't work. It's just not giving you proof that it will. And you have to trust yourself and trust the process. And I don't mean you have to believe in every bit of it, every step of the way. It's okay to feel the doubts. It's very human, actually. It's very normal. And you can keep doing the thing, keep showing up, keep taking that next step, even if your brain is screaming at you, what are we even doing? Why did we risk it all? Why did we take this chance? Why did we make this change? So we keep showing up anyway. We expose ourselves to the material, the industry, whatever it is we're learning over and over and again and again. And eventually things will start clicking. Something you didn't understand weeks ago suddenly makes sense. A concept you had to read like 15 times suddenly becomes just obvious. A practice question that maybe would have completely just had to guess on because you truly had no idea, it becomes actually something that you not just know how to answer correctly, but you know how to explain it to someone else, all through exposure. And this teaches us something far beyond whatever it is we're achieving in the specific goal. We might think part of a goal is speed, right? We set the timeline, we want the thing. I mean, really, once we have the goal and we see the end game, we want it and we want it now. I know, I do too. We want it fast. We want to build it fast, make the money fast, move forward fast, crush the goal, change the world, change our life. But sometimes we might actually need stamina, endurance, willpower to keep going when speed can't carry us the entire way. Because that endurance, that stamina, that grit, that ability to keep going when it's hard allows you to keep showing up when it's confusing, when it's scary, when it doesn't make sense. It allows you to be okay being a beginner in some rooms. It allows you to be more comfortable hearing no. It allows you to make a difficult call or a new call after the first one didn't work. It allows you to try again. It allows you to stop making every setback mean some big, terrible, hairy, scary thing about you or your journey specifically. And it allows you to keep moving forward when the results don't come immediately. That is what will help us with the goal more than anything else. And the getting there might take longer than we want, but it's not keeping us from the dream. It's not keeping us from the accomplishment. It's actually preparing us for it because that process is what builds the person we're becoming, who can then actually handle the achievement and maintenance of reaching that goal and living beyond that goal. Because we talk a lot about setting the goal, reaching the goal, getting there more efficiently, better, building our strategy, building our plan, planning out the result, and all of that matters. It absolutely matters. But what if we also ask, who do I need to become to actually hold what I'm asking for and to actually be open enough to allow the dream, to allow the goal to grow with me and show itself to me, to reveal itself to me, to become someone who can thrive in this goal, thrive in this dream that I set for myself. Being someone with stamina, endurance, who can navigate uncertainty, who doesn't collapse completely and give up every time the plan changes, who can keep learning even when it's hard, even when it feels like there might not be a way forward. There's always a way, even if it's sideways. Someone who can build relationships that last, who can solve those complex problems that come up that most people run from creatively, who can keep showing up without any immediate guarantee of success just because the journey is what's getting you there. And all of that cannot possibly be fully learned and embodied if the goal just happens right away in 2 weeks and we're done. So if we look back at the younger version of us, the version of us who set the goal, that past self, they're saying, I want this thing, I want it exactly this way, and I want it now, right? As soon as you want something, you want it pretty much immediately. But that grown-up version of us can start asking, what is this going to require of me? What am I willing to learn through the process, not just through achieving the goal, but through the process of getting there? What am I willing to become? What am I willing to let take time, more time than I had hoped? And what am I willing to release, let go of, and surrender to? Whoa, it's a freeing feeling to just truly let yourself embody the answer to those questions. Because maybe the dream needs more patience from us than we first gave it. And maybe the path will change. Maybe the timeline will change. Gosh, that's the most frustrating one sometimes, right? We just want something by a certain date and it doesn't happen. That doesn't mean give up. Because I promise you, the fastest way to not have it happen is to give up. If you keep going, you will get there. If you listen to the episode I interviewed Bishoy on the podcast, he talks about outlasting everybody else to get there, and you will get somewhere amazing, even if it doesn't look exactly how you thought. And sometimes one dream can lead into another. That it's almost like a staircase, like you couldn't have possibly gotten to that next one without that first dream. It had to exist to get to the next one. It doesn't mean the goal or the dream was ever wrong. It may have done exactly what it needed to. It may have served its perfect purpose in your life. And now you're ready for something else, for something new. It doesn't mean give up on what you first set. Or when things get hard, well, it's too tough. I guess I'll give up. I guess I won't go after this, or it's not meant to be. No, no, no. We're not giving up. We're not running from discomfort because discomfort is different than misalignment. Something's truly wrong. You can absolutely shift, pivot, move forward, and exit when needed. But being slightly uncomfortable or things not going how you expected does not automatically equal misalignment. It could be giving you and teaching you exactly what it is you're needing to learn, practice, and lean into and become to get through it and to reach the goal. Sometimes growth requires staying, and sometimes growth requires leaving. The wisdom that you're gaining through that process is what tells you how to discern the difference. And sometimes the only way to figure that difference out is by taking that very next step. Not trying to take 10 more steps. Take the next step, reassess. We don't need to know exactly what the entire picture and process and journey will look like to keep going. We don't need to know what it'll be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. We don't need to know every single deal, conversation, and achievement that will happen. We don't need every answer from our future self to keep going. We only need to finish what we started, take the next step, create, build, or accomplish the next piece of it. Choose what you're going to do next. Learn what you need to learn, meet new people, and then take the next step after that. So we show up. We don't disappear because we're scared. We do our part. We do the work, we make the decisions, we take the action. We open our heart. We're willing to receive an outcome we didn't initially perfectly engineer and design for ourselves. We notice opportunities we didn't originally plan for and let life surprise us, being open, flexible, and just receiving. We release that outcome because we cannot control every variable, force the timeline, or guarantee how anything unfolds after we've done our part. But we can be responsible for our effort and put the work in initially. Let's not pretend we're responsible for the entire universe. We show up, we do our part, we open our heart, we release the outcome. So maybe right now you're sitting there listening to me and you are changing careers, moving across the country, building something new, ending something maybe. Maybe you're realizing the dream you've had for years just isn't what you want anymore. Maybe you're still chasing a big dream and it's just taking way longer than you expected. Maybe it feels sticky, more complicated, more complex, and harder than you thought it would. Before you decide that something has gone wrong or it means anything bad about you, I want to invite you to become curious and ask yourself. And if you're at a good spot where you have the time and space and resources and you're not operating a vehicle, you might even pause after each question and journal out your answers. Or maybe you save this episode and come back to it to really actually do the work and think through your answers to these questions because they're really important. So ask yourself, where am I right now? Like, really, where am I? Not where I thought I'd be, not where other people think I should be, or what sounds better. Where am I? What am I trying to work toward? What do I actually want? What's going differently than I thought? Is it harder, more complicated, more complex, a little sticky? What's going different? What can I let go of and surrender to? Is it the timeline? Is it a specific picture of how it was supposed to happen? Is it someone else's definition of success? Maybe it's the belief that you should already know exactly what you're doing. How can I simplify or unwind the very next step? Not the next 10 steps, just the next one. How can I simplify it a little more? What is this season teaching me? What is it showing you? What are you learning now that you might need later on that will be really helpful later on? What I want you to see is the thing that might be what you think is slowing you down now could actually be preparing you, and that's how you're allowing your dream to grow up. So let's let our dreams breathe a little. Let them evolve, let them grow up, just like we get to grow up. And let's show up every day, do our part, open our hearts, even when it's hard, even when we've already messed up. It's okay. Keep going, open our hearts and release the outcome, surrender to what happens next. And let's take that very next step. Thank you for braving the inside of your mind with me. The better we understand ourselves, the more deeply we understand the world, and as our awareness grows, life just gets better and better. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave a review and share this with anyone else you think could benefit from listening. A quick reminder that the content shared in this podcast is for informational purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, and the discussions here are not a substitute for professional advice. If you're dealing with a specific issue or need personalized guidance, please consult with a qualified professional. Your well-being is important, and this podcast is simply a platform for sharing insights and experiences. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Until next time.